Good morning. I have to run actually. Maybe a quick message on DPRK before the question that you wanted to ask. So on DPRK, you know our position. In our views, DPRK is a 4G threat to international peace and security, global, grave, given and growing. That's why we call for a firm and quick reaction of the international community, including the adoption of strong additional sanctions by the Security Council. Of course, you will ask me, how are the negotiations doing? Well, I believe it's important to keep in mind that we all share the same goal with respect to DPRK. The development of the nuclear and the ballistic program of DPRK has become a threat, as I said, to the international community as a whole. So our common interest is to stop it without delay and to bring DPRK back to the negotiating table.
Is that P5 agreement on a draft?
In this respect, the last two launches have put us at a critical juncture, and the credibility of the Security Council is at stake. Only, in our views, a maximum diplomatic pressure is likely to have an impact on DPRK's behavior before it's too late. This is why we are fully part of the ongoing efforts, and we would like to see a resolution with robust and additional sanctions adopted in the very coming days. Negotiations are making some progress. We are making collectively some progress toward resolution, and we hope it can be adopted, I would say, the sooner the better.
How soon is the better? This week, next week, early next week?
Sooner
Saturday?
If it can be in 1 minute would be great. No, the sooner the better, really.
Has it gone to the whole 15 yet?
The process is going on.
But do you think that North Korea now is capable of reaching French territories or other?
I'm not an expert. This is a fair question. I'm not an expert. What I can tell you is that this is not a regional threat anymore. This is what I said, a global threat. And we take it very seriously as such.
Is the draft with the P5?
The draft resolution is being negotiated as we speak, and we are making some progress.
Ambassador, is there a thought of adding a sector of, in terms of the sanctions?
In the specifics, I don't want to enter in the specifics of, the sectors.
But will there be an additional sanctions, not just additional designation?
I really don't want to enter in the specifics because of the negotiations.
On something different, what about this meeting that you're going into on sanctions?
In terms of?
What's France's position? I know there was a draft resolution which hasn't been agreed.
Well, sanctions are a key tool at the disposal of the Security Council, and as such is perfectly legitimate to have a discussion about them. Sanctions are a key tool whether they are targeting terrorists, notably Daesh, or aiming at increasing pressure on individuals who are threatening peace and security and stability of some countries or even regions. So these are two different cases where sanctions are important. They are never a goal or the end of the process in themselves, if I make me understand, but they are a tool and must be assessed as such. It's absolutely crucial that all states remain fully committed to implementing sanctions when the Council decides to use this tool. This is also, I believe, an important part of the discussions we're about to have. And this briefing will be a good opportunity to discuss sanctions, I would say, in a transversal and comprehensive manner, and to exchange on ways to improve their effectiveness. So we welcome this initiative of Egypt. With respect to the resolution, unfortunately, no consensus has been reached so far on the draft resolution presented by Egypt, but we remain, of course, ready to continue the conversation with all the council members should Egypt decide to continue the negotiation. And we are open-minded. We think it's a very fair discussion, that we must improve the effectiveness of sanctions within the Security Council, so it's a fair discussion.
On Syria, the contact group that you proposed on Syria, the contact group, any updates on this?
Oh, I mean, this is, we believe, an important initiative. And as I said, I have strong personal memories of what we were able to do in 1993, 94, 95 in Bosnia, when we put in place, a contact group that was able, number one, to unite the positions of the key players, of the P5 in particular, making sure that at that time the Europeans, the Americans, and the Russians were on the same page, and making sure, secondly, that based on this unity of the key players, we could give a boost to the political process, which in Bosnia led to the Dayton process, signed in Paris, you remember that. Mutatis mutandis, that's what we want to do in Syria. We think that there is a window of opportunity. We think that the key players, and among them the P5, first of all, can unite and must do the best efforts to unite on the position, which would be important in itself, and then which would make the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, together with the key regional players, a driving force to promote and to boost the political process that we need in Syria.
Are you opposed to a working group on the impact of sanctions? Are you opposed to a working group on the impact of sanctions?
By definition, we are open-minded on everything that can increase the effectiveness of this key tool of the Security Council.